Now, oh, I was thinking we were recruiting a doctor, that's who I thought you were talking
Oh,
about.
no,
Yeah,
no,
I had that on my mind, yeah. Yeah, Dr. Burroughs is gonna be here, yeah, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So we are gonna have her,
Yes, you should be here. Yeah.
unless something urgent comes up and she needs to send somebody to the hospital.
Her car's out there, so I think she's gonna be here.
Only one set of minutes to approve, how handy. So did we chase everybody away from the hospital?
Well, we had some doctors out on vacation and all that, it was just a slow month for us. Our revenue wasn't that bad.
Oh, you got it, honey.
We're looking at the inpatient revenue per discharge, and it was at 18,000, where year-to-date it's 15,000, so apparently the patients that we had in were sicker patients. That's
Keep them around wherever we can.
kind of good news there, yeah. You look her, Dr. Burroughs, just a couple minutes. Her car-
Sure.
Her car's at the parking lot. So she should-
Sure.
Girls have big trick or treat plans.
Oh, I don't think I got stuff.
Do we hand stuff out?
Sorry?
Do we hand stuff out on Halloween?
We
Yeah,
did.
we're
Certainly did.
down to,
Out of the ER
no,
or the
Well,
front?
they can come through here, go to different departments and get candy, but also LaDonna and I are gonna be witches down on the square.
No.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Right.
We're giving out flu shots for candy this year again.
we did that last year.
We did that last year.
Oh, that's kind of mean.
And lost it. I agree.
Better carry a lot of candy on the square.
But I don't know with the rain that they're talking about, I'm not sure how well that's gonna go off.
Well, on the square, it won't matter that much because about 40% of what you're gonna get is the same people 32 times.
Good point. Good point.
One place we lived, you know, we had trick-or-treaters. One guy came up to the door, knocked, said, "Give me candy."
Oh my God.
He's not 16. I said, "How much you want?" It's like,
Lord, that's awful.
Can I carry it to the car for you?
Nobody's ever showed up on that.
Yeah, we live so far out, nobody ever comes out to us.
They'd be
These days,
shocked.
if you don't live in a community that has several houses to deal with, people won't come. It's too hard to haul a bunch of children
That's right.
for one spot.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because you gotta strap the little ones in, you gotta strap the middle
We
sized
only got
ones
so
in
many
a
hours,
different
we gotta
way.
fill those candy days.
Yes, that's right.
You gotta go back to the good houses.
That's right. They know which one's the good houses.
That's so funny, that's exactly right. They actually do say that, the good houses.
We
Okay,
gotta go here first.
moving on. 5:33, we'll call the meeting to order and shut it off. Committee members are present.
All right.
The minutes from 9/22/15 for your review. They look
Those
good.
sure look like minutes to me.
All right.
Do you believe their content is satisfactory?
All right.
That's what we done did.
We'll show them as approved.
Okay.
Good to me. I thought it looked that way. Now, the next one doesn't look terribly good.
All right, Becky.
Are you trying to get us out of here?
Hey,
Just-
let's
Let's
go.
go. All right, that's fine. All right, so as you can see, our actual admits for September, we were 27 with a budget of 65 and prior month of 46. Our gross revenue was $3,341,915. So the admins were down big time. On the hospital side, our salaries were under budget again, $486,908 with a budget of $498,002. Our benefits were up $218,602 with a budget of $198,080. And our net revenue looks pitiful for September, $765,806 with a budget of $1,064,405. I did, in the collection, we have a report called Collection Trends that we keep up with. It looks at the collections and the revenue. And I did notice that last September, because I was shocked when I saw the 765,000, not a great number. But we were actually, this is actually higher than we were last September. It was only 746,000, so, that's the way it goes. Salaries as a percent of net revenue, we're at 64%. With a benchmark of less than 47, and you have to keep in mind that that's going to be skewed because of the small amount of net revenue, so it doesn't look good. But if you look at budget versus actual, we were still under budget by $11,095. Our ratio of salary and benefits to net revenue, we're at 92% with benchmark of less than 65%. Still under budget on our supplies. For September, $202,089 with a budget of $203,200. Our professional services also under budget, $138,822 with a budget of $163,966. Our repairs and maintenance, we were at $30,933 with a budget of $28,012. Our indigent, we were at $42,734 with a budget of $41,341. And our total expenses for September are $1,350,621 with a budget of $1,388,373.
The professional services, in that, like surgeries?
Professional services like our purchase services, that could be anything from the lawn guy to Southwest Linen, it's anything, the purchase service. Have you seen that? Yeah, that's mostly, it's also legal, auditing.
It's not necessarily when we have a surgeon come in and plant a pacemaker for
Correct.
somebody. That's not part of it.
Well, our specialty doctors, are you talking about our specialty doctors that come in? Because they
Yeah.
do their own, we don't pay them, they just
No.
do their own billing.
They do their own billing, yeah.
Yeah,
This is gonna be for, MRI services that we purchase
right.
and then mitigates to charge the patients.
Now, it would include like the senior care, Dr. McCarthy,
Yeah.
that senior care.
Okay.
Our cash collections, September, 138% with a benchmark of greater than 98%. And our days of cash on hand, 3 days with a benchmark of more than 45.
We have started to get a little bit of tax revenue. We've gotten
Yes.
2 payments for 2015 already. Smaller, but they're payments.
Our collections on the hospital, $1,058,197. And again, the net revenue is $760. It's interesting. Didn't I say 765,000?
Net revenue, yeah, it said 6586, so.
Like I had a little typo there.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. It's off a little bit. Huh, that's weird. All right, I'll change that. On the hospital side, our cash flow, collections, and other revenue for September, $1,416,621. Our expenses minus depreciation, $1,279,503, leaving us with cash surplus for September, $137,118. And September, of course, rounds off our year, so our year-to-date, $16,485,759 in collections and other revenue. Expenses minus depreciation of $14,982,490, and a cash surplus of $1,503,270. Then we go to the consolidated side. For September, collections and other revenue, $1,612,354. Expenses minus depreciation, $1,631,646. And that left us with a cash deficit of $19,292. And then, as you can see for the year, a cash deficit of $354,519. That's it for the PowerPoint. Let's see. Do y'all have any questions on that so far? You'll notice on our financials that we've put preliminary on top because we're at the end of the year, the fiscal year for 2015. After the audit is completed, then we'll have the final versions of the financial statements. So you'll see preliminary at the top of each one of those. Not much going on the balance sheet. Not much change going on the balance sheet for the hospital. On the income statement, we've been kind of looking at the year-to-date since we're done now. On the year-to-date side, revenue was up $675,520.26. And you can see that our total operating expenses, we were below budget, $824,572, which is great, except that you go down to total other income, we're under budget as far as our total other income, and that's due to, of course, the meaningful use, the 1115 that we were expecting, and then the UPL going away.
We were talking about this this afternoon. I really do think we've done a whole lot better job of budgeting for next year and not relying so heavily on money that we might receive or we expect to receive. So I think we've done a better job. The big hit was the UPL program, which we were doing with Baylor. That just went away with no notice, and that's a $602,000 unfavorable variance. But I think from a budgeting standpoint, we're going to be a whole lot closer on our other revenue going forward than we were this year.
Yeah. 501A, there's the balance sheet and the income statement here. Their revenue, we were under budget, $676,192. But they did hold their expenses down. Their total operating expenses were under budget, $316,908, leaving a net loss for the year of $406,390. I've been giving Michael a hard time about budgeting and stuff, and then I noticed on the consolidated side that on our income statement on the consolidated, you can see the revenue, it's within $672. That's pretty good budgeting after I gave him such a hard time. Consolidated, our operating expenses, we were under budget by $1.1 million, and we had a net loss of $1.5 million. Once again, because of the other income.
Well, I have a question about revenues on the 501A. Were we
Yes, sir.
expecting too much from the 501A?
Well, I think part of that is, you see that on the hospital side too, because part of their revenue comes from what they see in the hospital, the other comes from patients admitted, and the number of patients admitted, is significantly lower than what we budgeted. So I think that's a big piece of it.
And part of that is in what you budgeted for their
Yes.
income here?
Yes, yeah. Their income is budgeted, hospital revenue, professional fees in the hospital, and also what they generated on the clinic side.
The outpatient revenue
Outpatient, yes.
is what you're talking about being included in here?
Yes.
That is when they see them in the hospital?
When they see them in the hospital, that's going to be under hospital,
For 501A revenue.
It's not
It's not
broken
broken out.
down here, but when we're going through budget, if you look, on revenue, there's two lines. One of it is outpatient revenue, the other is hospital revenue.
Yeah.
And that hospital revenue is, in other words, when they come see a patient in the hospital, they get paid for the visit. It's just like ER, you get two separate bills. You get a doctor's bill and a hospital bill. And that's what that other half of the revenue consists of.
Well, I just noticed that we had budgeted quite a bit more than actually occurred, and a lot of it happened this month. Of the
Well, I think that's
$675,000, only 129,000 last month.
certainly part of that is reflected in the 27 admissions. That's a big chunk. When our admissions were budgeted 45, we only had 27. That's a big chunk of it. The other, we did have some physicians who were out on leave at PDO or out of the office in September.
Yeah.
And Dr. Peters was completely gone in September.
That's true too.
Yeah, we left him in
Was he a
August.
money generating person?
He was.
He was.
Very much so.
He was. I'm trying to see, where were we? Oh, I guess, moving on from con plantation income statement. For the month, let's see. We were down for the month. Part of that is because we have the rental increase over there, so it started in September, so you'll see that their rent's gonna increase, but we budgeted for that in the upcoming year.
Year to date still very favorable.
Yep. Behind that is the OSA document for the whole year. Last page is the most recent activity. And for September and October, it goes through October 22nd. You can see that most of that is money going back to the hospital from the clinic. So the number I'd given to you last time was on 9/15. It was $242,903 that the hospital had put into the clinic. And because of the money transferred back in, the total was $229,216. That's where we are now. Behind that, we've got the check registers for both the hospital and the 501A, if you want to look through those and let me know if you have any questions.
Is Direct Energy Business our supplier for this whole complex?
Direct Energy?
We have renewed our contract with a different vendor at a significantly cheaper rate. I don't think it starts like May, is it May?
It's next year.
May of next year, but we went from 56.056 to .041, I believe, so we were able to cut that rate down substantially.
When I first went with Direct, it made a huge difference. But these days, you have to find a different company to be able to get the good rate.
That's exactly right. That's right on a regular basis, yeah.
And I don't know how cheap natural gas is going to go, so I'm not too sure that long term is a good way to do it.
Well, we had that discussion.
Is this payment to Interbank for a loan?
Yes, yeah.
It's actually the two loans
Two loans.
together.
I don't know that I thoroughly understand Lincoln National Life Insurance. I assume that's payroll deduction, isn't it?
It is, and it's our disability, our long-term and short-term disability, and some other things rolled in.
Okay. Well, I noticed that we wrote one check on September 23rd, but then on the 30th, we have 4 separate checks.
Yes, we were definitely playing some catch-up with that. We were behind, we were in a cash crunch, we were behind, but we've gotten caught up.
We left right behind back there.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a good thing to do. We sent Jackson Coker money. Have they been good to us?
Well, we had a good candidate, which we made an offer to, and he didn't accept as of today, but,
Oh,
yeah.
oh.
But
They say he hasn't accepted yet.
He's told us no, but we think he might come back around, we're not sure.
After you see.
He'll figure out he made a mistake, so.
He wanted more money than we were willing to pay at the time.
Well, show him Dr. Burris's financials, say, look, you don't even have to get paid for it. Look
There you
how rich she's getting, she's just working for herself.
Obviously, he is.
Hanging
What do you
out.
think? You got a poster child?
I'd give it a try. Nobody wants to do that anymore.
If you don't have any other questions on that, behind the check registers, you'll see the American Express bill, and I put some notes on there so you can see what the different charges are.
So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
On this discharge, of doctors, why is Dr. Burris?
I'm sorry, where are you at?
Oh, he's passed the American.
Oh, he's
Express.
passed.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, that word's on there, where?
I'm wondering why. She doesn't work for the 501A, so why do we have other doctors?
Money that's collected for the hospital.
Well, this is just trying to tie back into that number of discharges that you see on the front page for admissions.
And this is all the doctors that.
This is all the
do
doctors that
admissions?
admit patients, yeah.
So why do I remember approving practicing privileges for other doctors?
Well, these are only admitting doctors, but we have a lot of other physicians who provide services to us.
When you have an
Radiologist.
X-ray, you send it up to High Plains Radiological Institute, and 43 doctors that have privileges here have a chance to look at it. And we
Same
have
with
to
the
make sure
lab,
that
the
it's all right for them to
pathologist.
look at it when it happens. And then there's other organizations that are the same way.
Yeah, these are the admitting physicians. A patient comes into the emergency room, the emergency room physician cannot admit that patient. They've got to be referred to one of our admitting physicians for admission.
Okay.
Yeah.
That stops itinerant doctors from going around sticking people in ERs.
Make sure somebody takes care of them once they get in the hospital.
On that report, I do want to point out something to you, just for your information, is Dr. Lawton had 6 admissions in September, and when you look at the revenue piece of it, they get a pretty significant hospital revenue, so. And just so you know, we have relocated him into the clinic building. From across the street, he's now downstairs. And we think that, does 2 things. One of it frees the clinic across the street for specialty physicians. Also, we think by putting him in downstairs, that we keep him busier. He can see some more of the walk-ins and more convenient for him, more convenient for the patient, so.
Does that mean we've extended his contractual operation?
Well, he is contracted through
Next June?
June. There is not an early termination clause in this contract. We go back and read closely. So that's part of the reason we moved over here, is to try to get him to be more directed. And for this month, I mean, he was the hospital revenue, he was the high producer. For hospital revenue, not total
Of
revenue.
the 501A?
Well, no,
She beat-
actually, I have to tell you, that for the month of September, Dr. Burris came in second, just for the month, just for the month. Well, I'm gonna point that out.
Look at that.
See,
Look
mate?
at that.
We're gonna be,
If you're gonna
that's
look at
gross.
that though, you
That's
might
right,
have
there
a
you go.
different, might have a different answer to that.
Yeah, a different answer on that, absolutely different answer on that.
I can
Still a
proclaim-
leader.
I can charge a lot.
Still the leader. There you go.
The hospital stat report's behind that. You can see we've got the whole year on there now, so.
It's one of the deals, I think we thought we were being real conservative on our admits when we went from 65 to 45, but, or to 50, I guess it was. But when you look at it year to month to date, we're in pretty good shape month to date compared to last month. We are at 31 through yesterday. Pretty good improvement over prior month.
Yeah. hung in there 46 average, I think. Behind that is the financial, the finance, the dashboard.
I'm gonna ask you going forward, is this dashboard of any value to you? I mean, really, the previous board had wanted to look at these things. We don't talk about it much. We'll please continue to prepare it for you, but,
Yes,
yeah.
I
I
find it
know
useful.
Paul likes
Okay,
it,
good.
yeah,
Okay, good.
he asked
Continue
about
to do
it.
then. All right.
Some of those I plug into the PowerPoint, but not everything, but, yeah, Paul always asks about it, so.
You're gonna continue to do it.
Thank you.
Betcha.
That's all I have is, if you have questions.
Well, there's one other agenda item. I thought I'd ask you if we put a agenda item to discuss the necessary take action on approval of rules to govern committee meetings. I'm not exactly sure what, which had not involved, but
Yeah, just got a list of stuff I think that we should say are our rules so that we have rules we can follow. I have 6 of them that I would like to introduce as a motion, and if you guys want to second that motion, we can. One, we record our meetings with our district camcorder and post them on our YouTube account. Number 2 is that for a special committee meeting to be called, it requires 2 voting members to call it.
Wait, I'm sorry, could you say that again? I'm trying to,
Special
For
committee
special
meeting?
meetings, requires 2 voting members to call it.
oh, needs 2 to call it.
Any meeting cancellations must be approved by a majority of the voting committee. The other, I think we already do. We follow Robert's Rules of Order, whatever the latest edition is. Committee will meet last Tuesday before last Thursday of the month, and chaired by the administrator or another approved person by the administrator.
Do we have to put Robert's Rules of Order in there? I think we've been fairly orderly. I'm concerned that that's going to wind up being too rigid.
I agree, but if you're gonna have rules, you gotta at least have rules by which you're running the ceremony.
I guess the only question I've got, I mean, would this be used by other committee members, other committees? These
They could, but they would only apply to this committee.
I don't think we
We
have.
make rules for our own.
Well, I was gonna suggest we can't do it for the others.
However, if we make a shining example and they like it, they might want to adopt them as well, but I would have to think that'd be up to the other
I know
committees
certain people in the community
or the boards as a
have
whole.
issues that we don't have rules. And so,
Well, some of us are just unruly by nature.
you know,
I'd be willing to move everything except Robert. I'm kind of concerned about making Robert the law in the world,
so you would like to,
to do everything except Robert's
so
Rule
if I
of Order.
modify my motion to withdraw Robert's Rules of Orders, but we take the rest.
Well, I'd
You'll
second that.
Okay, I'll make that modification. to my motion.
Okay.
Can we have one more modification perhaps? I'm
Okay.
concerned about getting so specific on rules, like what day the meeting's gonna be. Because, what if one time the place is flooded out that day and we need to do it on Wednesday instead of Tuesday?
I understand. But, at
Can
that
we-
point, maybe we could,
Well, if 2 members can get together and have a special meeting, I would have to think that'd take care of any problem. What do you think?
Yeah, that's my only concern, is that specific of a rule.
I don't know,
Again,
it's-
when you make a rule, you gotta follow it.
Always a rule about the
What's
specific.
the rule related to
the
that?
last Tuesday before the last Thursday. So basically, that
The
corresponds to
Tuesday before the last
regular
Thursday.
meeting.
Okay, but now let's talk about,
You voted on that before.
Yeah.
let's talk about November, December.
Okay.
Because November, December, that's on the agenda, and the fourth.
We talked about.
I know where you're, I know where you're coming from. I understand exactly what
Some
you're
of
talking
us
about
thought it was
once.
silly to start with.
But, there's a good chance we will not have a board meeting on the 4th Thursday of November and December.
You think holidays are going to get in the way?
Perhaps.
So do you want to change it
Can
to
we change-
accept November,
Well, can
December?
we change it to set a set day of based on what the committee wants it to be?
I don't care.
Well, are we talking about,
Regular meeting.
Because we won't be,
okay, we're
some
talking
of us
about
won't
the
be on this
regular,
committee anymore.
the regular finance committee meeting that we're talking about that's going to happen
Just
before
a
the
set
regular meeting?
Yeah.
I I would have to think then, a good way to fix that would be to have the regular finance committee on the Tuesday before the regular board meeting.
That's how.
And if the board meeting gets moved, then it's the Tuesday before that.
Okay, but I'm gonna complicate that, because
Yeah, and
in all
rush out.
likelihood, we'll not have the financials by, if the board meeting is scheduled for November the 19th and December the 16th, or whatever
How
that.
about if we have the following Tuesday?
So,
That way, it's at the beginning of the month, after the other month, and that way we've got the numbers no
But
matter
if we have
what.
it at the beginning of the month, then that's gonna interfere with the quality committee meeting that's at the beginning of the month.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
actually okay with the fourth Tuesday, because if you wanna do the fourth Tuesday, that'll be Tuesday before
It's
Thanksgiving.
silly to
We'll have
make it
the
that
financials.
specific, but it's whatever.
I
It
don't
would help
care.
you feel good.
We don't
I'm okay
care.
with it.
Don't tell us when you wanna meet, we'll be there.
I'll second whatever y'all think's a wise move.
Wait.
Okay, I'll tell you what.
Why don't we just go with it? If it turns out to be a problem, we can amend these rules.
So all these
How
without
about
the Robert's
that?
rules, right?
Okay,
There you go.
Are you gonna give us a copy of the rules, so we'll have
I
it
think
for
we
the
have
minutes?
20 minutes.
Write it down and present
just
it to the
email
whole
or
board.
something?
I will email.
Copy
Email
machine.
them to, email
Ours.
it, or y'all approve, email them to us.
Okay, so let me just read them again, so we're all clear here.
Okay.
1, record the meetings with the district camcorder and post them on the YouTube account. 2, for a special meeting to be called, it requires 2 voting members.
Can the president call it, can the president call a meeting of the finance committee without 2 of y'all? I'm just asking a question, I don't know.
It looks to me like this would require 2 of us, however, I think you
No.
can contact 2 of us and ask.
I think the president can't call anything with this committee because he's not a member of the committee.
But the president might be aware of a situation in which.
But he could call an emergency meeting or a special meeting of the entire board if he wants to. And that would,
You'd have a hard time with
Emergency
emergency
meeting
meeting.
certainly have.
he can do it on
problems.
his own, just call a special meeting. He doesn't need anybody's help to do that. But not of the committee, just of the full board. That's the bylaw said.
Well, if the president wanted to ask 2 of the voting members here.
I'm sure he would have no problem getting 2 of the members.
And let me ask this though, while I'm thinking about it, you said bylaws, have we looked, I'm sure you have you looked, is there anything in the
This
bylaws
precludes this?
that precludes this?
No.
Okay,
We have to make up our own rules for each committee.
okay,
You don't have to, but we can.
okay, I just wanna make sure.
Those wouldn't be contained in the bylaws, correct?
Right, these would not be contained in the bylaws.
It's a separate,
Committee rules.
Right, and here's something else I just thought of that I didn't think of until you just brought that up, is that for bylaw changes, or for bylaws, for these rules to change require 2/3 vote instead of simple majority. Even though there's only 3 of us, you're always gonna have 2/3 to get it passed, but I think it should be treated like bylaws where you have to have a 2/3
No, we
vote.
don't, because it's not a bylaw issue.
it's not a bylaw issue.
I know. But you can put it in the rules that way to require that.
It's gonna take 2 anyways, it's gonna take 2/3.
It doesn't matter, really. It's just
This committee, I believe by the bylaws, has 2 or more.
That's correct.
Yes,
So if it has 2/3, they better all damn sure like what's going on,
that's right.
because no one may be
But
that.
we don't have to have that in here. Since we're only 3 of us, I mean, there's always gonna be 2/3. to get it
Well, there is,
passed.
when there's 3 of us, but if there wind up being 2 later on,
That'd be redundant. But she says 2 at once.
Well, let me just sort of ask you, let me
It's
sort of
not
ask
being
you.
married to a lawyer. I can't.
Sorry, let me ask you.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Sort of a dumb question. We've been going on for 18 months, and we've been able to meet pretty regularly. So what's precipitated the rules, I guess, is my question on it.
People in the public making noise about us not following rules or having rules to follow, potentially opening us up to risk. And I don't like risk, so I like eliminating risk.
well, they
I'm a
complain
security
to me
guy, I
about
like to
it.
eliminate risk every possible way. So where was I? Did I say any cancellations must be approved by the majority of the voting members?
Okay.
And then the committee will meet.
So if there's 2, then
Did we
you'll have to do
decide?
both of them.
Did we
Yes.
decide on a
That's the
date
majority.
we're gonna meet?
I did not, but I don't care.
Last Tuesday, or I say, how about this, the Tuesday before the regular board meeting?
Well, most of the
How
time,
about
that's gonna work.
At regular
Oh.
intervals before the regular board, or at established day before the regular board meeting, or.
Ooh, how
Like we
about what
want
he
to.
said and then put in there, if the financials are ready.
Well, and there's this. Okay, I'll just leave it as this. Committee will meet last Tuesday before last Thursday meeting of the month, except
When
November,
they
December.
can't. We don't want to.
Yeah, if you just
We don't feel like
should,
it.
should leave it kind of open or little.
Well, we can change it to November if it can change the regular scheduled meeting, so that would be a special meeting if it can change.
Oh, that's funny.
And I hate thinking like a lawyer, but, you know.
Well, that's
But if you
that's
make
only,
it
that's only when Thanksgiving falls on the
on
fourth Thursday. If
Fourth
it
Thursday.
falls-
If
Here's
it's
what
on
I'm
the
saying.
third, then it's
These
okay.
rules
Like
will
last
go
year.
until May, until a new board is,
There
new
you go.
committee is made up, and then that new committee gets to pass their own rules.
There you go.
Whatever.
They put in there in case, unless holidays get in the way of scheduling.
Put it
And
there,
then chaired by
we all-
administrator or other person appointed by the administrator to chair the meeting.
We all wear our aluminum underwear.
Okay, so there's the 5,
So there's that.
and I will definitely email those.
If you got any problem with any of them, I'll still second them if you don't.
What if I didn't?
Let me know. I might have to suck
I
a
might
second
have a
off.
problem, I have to think about it.
Oh,
No, it's,
think fast.
I'm done.
We appear to have a motion and a second.
Do we? All right,
Do we want to vote on it?
I think we should.
I think we should.
Either
There we
two
go.
thirds are in favor.
We have rules, it's official.
Submit.
All right, we're the first committee to have rules.
Where, so really? Does that mean we can leave now?
No, you haven't adjourned.
Oh, we got
Actually, can
That's
we
a
take a
rule.
vote on approving the minutes?
We
Yeah,
sort of did,
it was a
yeah.
quick one.
Said there were minutes.
I nearly
No one
slept
said
through
no, there
that, but
weren't.
I noticed it happened in
Motion by Dr.
Said there
Burris,
were
second by
minutes.
a
Johnson.
subsequent matter.
Yeah.
Okay, and I vote for that.
Anybody want to second my motion?
Gotta stay to do.
I'll second your motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Very good.
Oh, wait.
Can we vote for it?
Thank you
All
very
good.
much.
All right, so adjourn 6:00.
Woo-hoo.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I'll try to have fun. I'll try to
I
have
know we do.
It's fun.
Is that?
All fun, all the time.
Oh, my goodness.
Return the recorder, all of us decide we're gonna be November.
Yeah, now what are we gonna do? Now we got rules, let's not follow.
It's good to have
All
Yeah.
righty.
Yeah. Box yourself
Where's
right in the corner.
Dawn and Kelly?
That's true. And sometimes